I don't know when that happened. But hey, what up, folks? I'm gonna do a little bit of a couple of things today. I wanted to talk with y'all about some things that I saw that were pretty interesting, and I need to get this Fire Knight's Great Sword on Elden Ring because didn't know where to get it, and I recently found out that I just ran past the dude a few times, so I'm gonna go bonk him upside the head and see how long it'll take me to get it. My arcane sucks, but we're gonna see how I go. But there was a couple of things first that I wanted to go over. And one of the first things was SNK versus Capcom. They brought that one back. And I wanted to look at the trailer. So we're gonna look at the trailer. So good morning. How y'all doing? All that good stuff. But we're gonna watch this real quick. Mm, okay, real quick. I'm seeing this and I've seen people talk about it, but I almost thought that they were doing something different with it. I almost thought that it was like I didn't pay attention. That's on me. That's on me. I didn't pay attention. I almost thought it was something different. So I was like, okay, is it the same thing or did they upgrade the graphics? Did they do anything different? But so far, I'm not seeing anything different. Now, I'll finish. I'll let it finish. Okay, I gotta look at this next one. But oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? No. Oh, okay, so let me see if I can. Okay, I want to watch that one, but I haven't seen this one. I'm keeping up with Mark of the Wolves. Mark of the Wolves was one of my favorite ones. But back to SVC Chaos. That's an interesting choice for a game to bring back. So I remember back what 2002, three, early 2000s. That game came out and we had Capcom versus SNK one, good. Capcom versus SNK two was amazing. That was one of the ones. Capcom versus SNK two was one of the ones where I really found out that I was like, yo, I really like M Bison's character. That was the one that I really learned how to play with M Bison and understood that I can play with him with more of a poking style, and I can get in and out. I can get in and out. I can use my throws and everything to be a threat up front and then use his kicks and everything, but then use his head stomps, the cycle crusher and everything to poke people and to wake up, all that stuff. Recently seen video of a person talking about how Zangief does I'm let me come back to that. So seeing SVC Chaos come back, like I see people talking about it coming back, but I'm like, this game wasn't it wasn't the worst, but it was weird. It was a weird game, and maybe it'll reach a new audience now. I want them to come back, and I want it to do well. As always, I talk a lot of mess about everything. It's just what I do when it comes to like certain companies and corporations and stuff. It's like because the way it works in my head is like there's a point, right? There's like underdog, you're there, then you big. And then once you get to a certain point, you have all the assets, the analytics, the research to know what works. You know what works once you get there. And if you choose to not do that, then I'm like, okay, you have all the researchers, you have all the groups, you have all this stuff that you know works, and you're choosing to do something else. Now, artistically, I ain't mad at that. But if it's something that folks ain't really asking you for and you going off doing some other stuff, it's like, what's really going on, right? So that's how it usually goes in my head. That's how when you hear me talk about Marvel, all this other stuff, that's where it's usually coming from. Because you guys have access to what works. You know what works. And so even with this game, I kind of uh I remember they were saying there was some behind the scenes stuff going on, but like some of the characters and the fight system was a little strange. The story was just all over the place, but that's like SNK game. That's most fighting games, but SNK games, man, it is be all over the place. So this one is an interesting choice, and I want to see how people are going to react to it. Me personally, if it does, I would want it to do well so that we could see maybe a new game come out, maybe, and they can kind of fix what they messed up on. But if it's a thing where it's just roll out of this one and it's just kind of like, it's like, okay, I'll play it here and there. Cause even me and my friends, we played it a little bit, but it was like, nah, we going back to Capcom versus SNK 2. Chaos was always just there. And even in the arcades, because that's where I come from. Even in the arcades, we go in and be like, yeah, we'll play it. So seeing it and see people be like, yeah, it's like, do y'all not remember this game? It wasn't that great. It wasn't the worst thing ever. The character choices were a little weird. The systems were strange. And so it just some of the stuff they went with decided to go with was like, really? But the main thing that I remember from it is Ken. I remember like the Violent Ken character. And I was always glad that they made one that Ken got that shine. And I thought that Street Fighter would have went that way with Street Fighter 6, but they decided to make him a bum who would beat up Timberlands. He's not a bum. I know he's not a bum, but they decided to make him a bum. And I was like, yo, why didn't they just go the route where was the one that became the violent, rageful one? After everything he went to, and maybe they'll do it in another one. I don't know. I'm not about to go too far into that. But it was just interesting. So them re-releasing this one, I want to see how it'll work. I hope it does well. So hopefully it'll lead to some other stuff, other games being made. But that was it. That was interesting. So I wanted to see this one with Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Now I'm interested in this game too. Mark of the Wolves was cool. I played a lot of that on the Dreamcast. So I really hope that this one comes out well. So I haven't watched this trailer or anything, so I wanted to go ahead and watch that.
It's a bad day to be you.
Is he like Ralph?
Gonna come quietly. On the ground. Watch your feet. Yes, sir. Watch your feet.
Yeah, like Ralph and them boys.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna open you. It's gonna hurt. Bingo. Watch your feet. Ready for the pain?
This man just punch. Uncle SK ain't got no damn sense.
Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves.
Okay, so he's like Ralph and Clark. I believe it was Clark name, right? Ralph and Clark. I forget their names. I never played with them. I found out later on what they were doing. I was like, oh, okay. They stories sound interesting. All right, but I didn't. I never really played with Ralph and Clark and all them, so they were never really the ones that I was really up on. But we're gonna see. Me, I'm personally waiting for Terry and Rock, like on this new Fatal Fury. Those are the two that I really want to play with. Now, if they bring some uh um Taekwondo Kim Capwan's sons back, I'd like to see what they were up to. What was it Kim Jae Hoon and Kim Jong Wong? Them two. If they bring them two back, I want to see what them two were up to. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't have a yay or nay on it yet. So I wanna try it out and see what it's about, and we'll go from there. So real quick, I wanted to talk about, let me see. Before I get to Elden Ring. Um I also seen somebody make a post talking about that how Kyle is basically upset that let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. I think I probably got it somewhere. I bookmark a lot of these things. Think I did. This. So Kyle watching how SNK made Terry their new poster boy. Now, this is interesting to me because Terry has always been the poster boy of SNK. Like, they have Kyle later on in the years in like late 80s and then 90s, especially the early 90s. It was always Terry. It was always Terry Bogard. It was Terry and Fatal Fury special, blah blah blah. But even in the early like King of Fighters, it was for me. It was always, I remember always seeing Terry. And even let me see if let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, Tanjiro is kind of unlikable. Let's see. Um, let's see. Mask. Let's see. Let's see it. Let's see what'll pop up. Like I was like Terry has always been the SNK mascot, but it was just something. It was just something that I saw. So it wasn't like I saw it. So about Kyle watching SNK has made Terry their new poster boy. Terry has always been the mascot. It's just because Fatal Fury kind of died down and I think my daughter's gonna come in here. And I think they kind of focused on that King of Fighters thing because that was the one that was rolling, and especially like in certain areas when Street Fighter and everything else was popping. Fatal Fury wasn't gonna really catch hold of that, but it was always like their mascot was always Terry, and that's why like I was like, let me put in SNK mascot. It's like you go on anything, it's usually Terry because it's always been Terry. It's, like I said, it's just that whole Fatal Fury kind of died. She already creeped it? Did she already creep in here? Oh no. Fatal Fury kind of died down, and then SNK popped up, and then not SNK, King of Fighters popped up, and Kyle was just kind of he was kind of like there, but it was always Terry. Terry was the one you seen on everything SNK. He was in all the other games. I think he was even in Metal Slug and stuff like that. Like, this is just me seeing it in the early '90s and in the arcades and stuff back in the day. So it was never like Kyle was always there, and it was like for them because they've seen it. Just differences of time, right? So for them, since they've always probably they might be younger, who knows, whatever, right? They may have always seen the King of Fighters games and just seen that Kyle and like Iori were the ones they were up in the front or whatever the case may have been. But in the early 90s and stuff, it was always Terry. It was always Terry. Terry making appearances in other games. Terry making an appearance in mobile games. Terry making an appearance in other people's games. Terry making an appearance. It was always Terry. And the thing about it is, Terry is the they. It's like they have to have outside of like Street Fighter, they got to have like that American character. That was a lot of stuff they was trying to make these American characters that connected with people back in the day. So it was just a little bit funny. It was just a little funny. It was just a little funny. So I was like, that's not this ain't, but this is also an internet thing where it's like different generations will talk about different stuff and they're like, this is the greatest thing ever. But it's like, what? Like, I'm 40. I'm 40, like, I'm 41. And so seeing a lot of this stuff, I'm like, no, that's not what it was 20, 30 years ago. Like, you knew to this. You knew to this. I was watching these dudes. I remember Fatal Fury Special, Fatal Fury 2, Fatal Fury 3, Fatal Fury, Mark of the Wolf, Fatal Fury. It was just Terry and Andy. So it is what it is. But yeah, Terry has always been SNK's lead dude. And that's why they put him in Street Fighter 2. I don't really care, but it was just interesting. I see these things and I go on these mental rants. So I figured I'd get on here and talk crazy with y'all and stuff. Let y'all hear what goes on through in my mind. Um, so if I want to talk about, so there's a show called let me see, Supercell, and I'm gonna try. Maybe I can find. This is the let me see. This is the trailer for it.
Into the future. What's in the dream? I can't let her die. You married me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Promise me you're not gonna go back.
There's people in this world of superpowers. If you can save her, you need all four. If one dies, she dies. Find them before it's too late.
I can move things without touching them. I just want it gone.
This is a game changer.
I don't think you should be using your powers for personal gain.
You know how it feels to not be able to provide for your son. These powers are a part of us.
Sis, you protected me like you always do.
It's a matter of life and death. If the five of us are together, we can stop this. You're asking for too much. Hey, you're not listening to me.
I can't lose you. Just think about all the lives that you could save.
The only life I'm trying to save is yours.
So that's the trailer. Now I'm going to spoil some things. So you might just want to just go on about your way if you ain't seen this. So and I'm not going to go deep into stuff. I'm going to talk more about the end and just rant about the things that I'll try to start off with what I like. I like that it was a bunch of black folks. All that was cool. Uh, I like the powers. Some of the powers were a little all over the place. So I was like, especially homeboy that was with the main guy that was with the lady that was talking about dying. His powers, it was like, okay, you can teleport, but then you could go to the future too. It was like some of the stuff was like, okay, all right. And I felt like, no, I'm gonna do what I do best. This is where I'm starting at. I didn't. So after watching it, I got about halfway through, and and I seen the direction it was going because most of the black people was like, okay, all these people, the black characters, they, uh, all the black people got powers, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, please, please, don't let it be what I'm thinking it is. Please, please, don't let it be what I'm thinking it is. And I kept it was like, yo, please don't let it be a thing where black people got all these powers and somehow white folks is doing something to black folks. And so I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm watching and I make it to the end. And there was a few things that were a little bit funny throughout the way because the girlfriend, it was like, okay, she's helping, but she's not helping. She's looking for stuff, but uh she's not really doing anything that really. And so I'm like, okay, but she's mad at him, but then he's not the main guy is not telling her. I forget the names. I should let me see. Um you know what? Forget it. He's not telling her what's going on. And it was like everybody was just doing things just to do. Nobody thought, let me do. It was like what what bothers me is something that I feel like is prevalent in a lot of black shows and movies. It's like nobody took the time to really be like, the only person that said it was like on the trailer, the white dude that was friends with the light skinned dude who was selling weed. They were selling weed together and stuff, and he could run fast. And he was telling him, yo, the gate. He was like, yo, you gotta go help people and this and that. And it's like nobody's doing anything to help anybody else. And then the girlfriend, when she was like, you could save so many lives, that wasn't until the end. Like she didn't the whole time it was, oh my God, I'm terrified, I'm scared, I'm terrified. Nobody was like, hey, let's go do something with this. Let's go help these other people. It was all just a bunch of selfish stuff. And I'm kind of going into something real quick um that I'll that I'll talk about on some other videos. It's like in black cinema, a lot of stuff is a bunch of small local selfishness. Like the one of the ones that and it's not across the board. I'm not saying everything is that way, but from my memory, what I remember, one of the ones that I remember that really wasn't like that was Meteor Man. And I know it's silly, but Meteor Man wasn't like that. It was like, okay, let me do something for this community. I got these powers. Let me do something for my community. Let me help these people out. Everything from the boys in the hood, from menace to society, from Jews. It's like everything is this thing where it's like this small selfishness. So when things happen, when bad things happen, there's nothing that I don't care. I don't care that these things happen to these people because they were in jail, they were doing something, some stupidness happens, or they get caught up in some mess, and then they go deeper into the bullshit and makes it worse for them. And nobody does anything to really step out to be like, hey, let me go really do something to help all these other people so that I have this sort of backup. Um and I'm doing something for a community. And that's what when I was watching this, I was like, okay, none of them thought that. Nobody said everybody was just so caught up. You got this, you nobody thought that, hey man, I got these abilities and I can do these things. I don't even know how I can do these things, but I can do these things. Let me go do something bigger with it. Nobody thought that. And 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 it's something that I feel like is a reoccurring thing in black cinema, in black movies and stuff. It's like, yo, man, like what is going on? Are these people just saying all these black people are just selfish and even if they had even if they had the abilities to do these things, they wouldn't do nothing different with it. They just stay where they were at. They'd be fearful. They wouldn't do anything with it. They just sit there and go do the same mess that wasn't working the whole time. Like the only one I remember the name of the young dude named Taser who could go invisible. It's like you didn't think to do anything else besides go and you can go invisible. You got a full of goofy boys. They're all dumb. that that you can go change some lives with. And the first thing you decide to do is go deeper into the mess you know. Something completely different came into your life. life changing, life altering, like crazy, like big difference. And the first thing you do is say, I'm going deeper into this. Nothing. Like even the dude with the powers. And even with the strong dude that was that hit the ATM. It's like nowhere did you say, hey man, I'm strong. What let me go get into some shrimp competitions. Let me go do something so I can't get a job. You still trying to go get a job? Like and then even if you don't get a job, there was nothing else that because they're in the internet age. It's like, you didn't think to make a page and start lifting stuff and being like, "Yo, I can lift up this heavy stuff and start getting attention to where you can get paid." There was nothing. Like there was nothing, and I'm like, "Yo," and this is not unique to Supercell for me. Again, this is not unique to this, and this is just the worst thing ever. Um, I was like, "Yo, this is." Like, man, and this is just a personal critique, right? This is just me ranting about how I personally feel about it. And it can you don't have to agree either. You could think I'm totally just talking wild, but it's something that I'm just like, man, this is the same old stuff over and over again. And so eh, that's the thing that was the thing that was hitting me while we were going through this. And it's like, you guys can do this, and this is what you're deciding to do with it. Just like, oh man, I'm gonna go steal the money out this safe. It's like, I understand. It's the first thing, nobody, and then it's like, take the time to learn how to control it first. Then go figure out what you can and can't do. The father, the dude that hit the ATM that was trying to get his son back. He was like, I can't take bullets or something. Like, you never thought to be like, hey, since we're gonna do this, let's see if I can get shot. How about you poke me with a knife or something? Let me see. Like, none of this. None of this. With something that changed your life that drastically. I can guarantee you, if any of y'all got powers today, today, there's no amount of foolishness you gonna do. Some of you gonna be shocked, some of you gonna be scared. But you're gonna be like, if I'm strong, you're gonna start picking up stuff in your house. You're gonna go outside, pick up some stuff. You're gonna start moving around some stuff, like, okay, I can do this and that. You're gonna sit there in your house, you're probably gonna take a knife or something, like, I wonder if I'm invulnerable. And you're gonna find out the hard way, which is part of the game, right? But you gonna you're gonna go outside, pick up a car. You're gonna go outside and pick up your car, lift it up a little bit. Man, woman, child, whatever. You're gonna do these things. And I'm just like, this stuff, some of this, when it comes to these things, I'm like, yo, man, this ain't so it's like these black people get these powers and they don't even do nothing in their cities or their towns or nothing. The other thing that was a little wild to me was like the main dude that was a teleporter, he went to the future. He went to the future and he saw whatever. In the future him, what was funny though, ah, was that the girl that had telekinesis, the nurse, and and she was flying at one point in the future scene. And then she picks up the car and the strong guy holds it and he's just standing there holding the car. Me and my lady were like, why is he just standing there holding the car? And if he's strong, why didn't he just pick it up himself? And I mean, it was just something that kind of stood out to me. But um when they were like, all five of you, if one of them dies, she dies. So again, I'm fast forwarding to the end. All the stuff is going on, and I'm speaking like this so I don't fully spoil just about everything. But a bunch of stuff is going on, and she dies. But it's like, how? Like you said that. So it's like, if all of them are there, she good. So all of them were still alive, but she died. And then the other thing was, how stupid can you be to continually stay in this same spot? And the guy keeps telling you, hey, get out of here. Hey, get out of here. It's like, dude, why didn't you just take her and teleport her out of there somewhere safe? Like there were things were going on. And I'm just like, my daughter coming back. She messing with the door. I left it open so in case she wanted to come in, but she just be sticking her head in and shutting the door and going back out. So I'm like, yo, this. this didn't make much sense to me. And what was so hard about her getting up out of there? And it's like there were just things that didn't make sense. And so for me, when it came to like time travel and stuff like that, it was like there was no reason for her to die. And it was like, but they went that route. And so I was like, okay, whatever. The main thing the main thing that bothered me was the fact that throughout the show, they're showing these black people locked up and they're showing, and they reveal it more and more and more. And they're showing the people holding them in the cage. And it's like, you see they in suits and stuff. And I'm like, okay, maybe, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's not that. Then you get into a couple more episodes, you get towards the end, and then you see that they're showing more white people. And I'm like, "Mhm, please don't let it be that. Please don't let it be that." And then, sure enough, we get to the end. There's a bunch of white folks doing it to the black folks. And I'm like, why? Why? Now, I know some of y'all be like, well, that's how it is. And white people, I understand. But if everything we do has to be connected to stuff we already know in life, and I'm talking about it gotta be uh black comic books. We had we had Get Out, and it was cool. It was cool, whatever. And I liked it. Pill switched, but then ever since then, the TV show Them has been about that, and the first season was about that. There was another one with uh homegirl from Scary Movies. I forgot her name. And she was like a superintendent or something at the school. It came out on Amazon, and it was the white folks is doing this to us. Part of Lovecraft Country, which I liked, was that too. And it's like okay, okay, I got what's going on. I got it. White people put this out. And I argue about this stuff all I talk about white supremacy, all this stuff. But after a while, I'm like, yo, man, when are we gonna do whatever with black folks where they not connected to this and they just off doing their thing, this whole thing where it's white folks and they over us and they pulling the strings over us and everything. It's like, come on, man, this is getting real old. This is getting real old. I don't me personally, I don't want to keep seeing it. I don't want to keep seeing it. There's a lot more interesting things than hey, let's tie this. And I'm not saying it doesn't need to be done for you. I know it need to be done because it needs to be happening. Need to be this is the way it is. I'm not saying it needs to be done, but once I start seeing it once, twice, three times, here's another thing with me. Once I start seeing, if I see something like three times or more, I don't care what the fuck none of y'all say. This is a pattern, and I'm not, and depending on what the pattern is, I ain't with it. And if it's always other thing is like it's always in this position where it's like we subservient. We don't know what to do. We just doing stuff. We out here in the hood and we don't know nothing about nothing. It's like, okay, okay. Supercell was they clone Tyrone in Britain with superpowers. And it's like that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like I once it got to the end and I seen it was a white woman and a white dude is doing whatever. I'm like, oh, here we go with this. Like like it has to be more than just we are connected to white folks in this sort of way. It's getting old. It got old real quick. It was like Peel came out with Get Out, and then everything else just started. And it was stuff before that. It was stuff before that, but it kind of swept. And this is what people are greenlighting and going along with when it comes to black characters. So, for me, I didn't hate it. I'm hoping that there's a second season because I want to see uh if they'll clean it up. And again, I talk about stuff. I just like to rant and rave. I like talking about what I don't like when it comes to certain things. In the things that I like. For some reason, I like talking about what I don't like in the things that I do like, except for unless it's like if it really like touched my soul. Like Berserk, I'll talk about what I don't like, but I talk about what I love and stuff. And then even with going in, I'm about to hop on the Elden Ring and stuff. That's one of the ones that really got me. Berserk helped me with storytelling and stuff too, like in my mangas as a manga creator and stuff like that. And even Elden Ring, like the Souls games, got me. So check out Supercell. I hope it gets a second season. I want to see where it goes. Check all that out. But I'm gonna transition more into this Elden Ring thing, and I'm gonna turn this on and get all this stuff together while I can. While I'm talking about that, the thing about like the Souls and the Elden Ring games and stuff is that they have helped me like as a manga creator and stuff like that. They have helped me with like world building and understanding what I'm trying to do with the world that I have created. Because I have a hard time with that. I've had a hard time. I'm turning this PlayStation and stuff on. So let me see. I'm getting all that ready and running around and stuff. But it always and since the stories were never like straightforward to where you just knew everything was going on, I had to kind of research it. So I'm researching the stories and I'm figuring out what's going on and how things are happening and everything. And I'm finding out like, yo, so this is what I was doing at this time. And I've always liked RPGs, like the Legends of Zelda's, the Final Fantasy games, stuff like that. And so it just fell into place. But I didn't like Dark Souls and Demon Souls when they first came out. The very first time when they came out, people were telling me to play them when I was working at GameStop, and I was like, I'm not playing that mess. Demon Souls, I remember looking at it, I was like, meh. I would just put it up, and then Dark Souls, I played it, and I remember somebody said you ought to play it, so I checked it out from GameStop, and uh, and I started playing it. And I remember that first like boss demon thing. First, the skeleton, like the little zombie dude, was whooping my ass, and I was like, "Ah, this shit, what's going on?" That's like the controls suck. Everything is horrible. And so I got to the first boss. I was like, "This is, I'm done." I took that game back so fast, and it was just like, I was like, "No, I'm not doing this." Whoever tell me to play this crap, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. And then had on the PlayStation 3, on the PlayStation 3. I was about to say two. On the three, they had Demon Souls on the PlayStation Network for free. And so I was like, okay, I'll play it. Man, I played it and since I was like, it's for free, I could take my time and I knew what was the vein. It was like the starter for the other ones. So I kind of had an idea what I was getting into. And then once I got through it and I started progressing and I understood, I was like, okay, it's hard as hell. These people gonna bust you over your head if you make any kind of mistake. So I was like, okay, I need to play a certain way and I need to do certain things. And then I started liking it. So then I went through the Dark Souls games, and it was a thing where I went through one. I think three was about to come out, or um, what was it? Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne and three were about to come out, and so I went um and I played one and two, and I was like, okay, this is amazing. I played Bloodborne. I was like, okay, I'm understanding. Then I played three, and it was just like, okay, I understand. And then in between, I was in school and some other stuff, and then Sekiro came out, and I didn't catch that it was by the same folks. And then I played Sekiro, and I was like, oh, this kind of, oh, okay. So it was all the same thing. It was just a thing where I started learning how to play the game and got better. But the story is what always really got me. And it was just that the lore was so deep in the game. And I'm trying my best to use that in a way for myself as well, especially since I started drawing and and stuff. So if you ever see me drawing like Elden Ring characters or whatever or Dark Souls characters, it's for a reason. It's because that's one of the things that's always inspired me. And that's also a thing that I have a hard time with storytelling wise because there's this thing where people are always like, well, you shouldn't kill people and you shouldn't this and this shouldn't happen and that. But then I'm like, the stories that inspire me, that's kind of what goes on. So I have this duality going on in my head and this fight, this back and forth fight where it's like, Yo, in Elden Ring and in the Dark Souls games and stuff, in them dark fantasy style stories, it was like people were dying, coming back, or they were killed and their spirits was coming. And it was like that's the stuff that really inspired me that I really liked and I was attracted to. And even in the games, I'd find myself going to find those spots or replaying it now that I understand what this character meant and stuff. So it is what it is. But let me get back. Let me get to this because I want to get. Let me see. Let me change my thing up. Let me take this out. Let's see. Where is it at? Okay. Because I want to see if I can get this Fire Knight's Greatsword, and I just ran past that Fire Knight a few times. Let's see. I got to get everything right though, so bear with me, folk. Bear with me. Let's see. Where you at? Okay, let me see. Let's see. Gotta move some things around. All right. So hopefully I can get this thing. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. One of the things that I've stepped away from and I shouldn't have is my what's that? I have the black flame sword, I think, somewhere. And also, I'm gonna probably pass and you're gonna be like, it's right there. No, I don't use that. On this DLC, it was a lot easier to like upgrade the stuff too. Okay, listen, 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 listen. Just like that. This is one of my favorite weapons. That anvil hammer was pretty cool. I like this one. I just don't feel like I can do enough. Like I don't feel like I'm using it right. I need to go through it and mess with it again. This was one of my favorite ones too. That cold black steel great hammer. I put ice on it for reasons because it was like there was a lot of fire people in this DLC. So I was like, okay, let me throw the ice on it. I'll probably take it off though. I don't know. I don't. This is still one of my favorite. America's Hammer. I love. This is the one I'm really running around with. I'm thinking about uh going back over, and I'm probably gonna go magic this second play this next playthrough. Okay, see, so I maybe I didn't have it. Hmm. What's up, baby? 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 Okay, maybe I did have it. I don't know what I thought I had. Well, I'm tripping. See? Let me put my other sword. I have had this brass shield forever. That has been worse. So, um, I go up this way because I have the shortcut. I believe that leads up right to it. I don't fully remember all the stuff that I'm supposed to do and what I should have. think I'm just going to go up after I get all of this because I believe this is the fire knight I have to farm to get it. I don't, and I want it because I like the larger weapons in here. Right. So we're just gonna go up here. So I'm trying, and the thing about it is, let me see. Why am It's the one that carrying sorcery sword. That's the one I want to use with my magic build because I want to play magic, but I don't have it in me to just be like, I'm gonna get knocked. I'm gonna take a bunch of hits and not do anything. Like I no, I need some armor. It's in a shield and other stuff. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. You can call me whatever. I'm not playing Elden Ring in some of these Souls games without having certain things that make me comfortable. You can say, hey, you use summons, it's gonna make it easier. I don't give a fuck. I'm using these daggone summons playing this game. You gotta remember for me, a lot of it is also story and just running around in the world because I've come to love these worlds that Miyazaki and them have created. From like I said, after I got over the first Dark Souls, and then I went back and played Demon Souls and stuff. It's just I love the world that they created. So I'm gonna go up here and I'm going to sit at this fire, this side of grace, and then I'm gonna come back down because I want to get that sword. That's my plan for right now. To try to get this sword. Now I don't know how long it's gonna take, but it is what it is, right? I got one of them pickled, it was a pickled foul foot or something. Let me see. Do these stack? Like if I use these, do these stack? Use that. Let's see. Probably not. Because I hope this doesn't turn into one of those. I think 3, 4, 5 hours. 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Nothing. I did not have things the way I wanted to when I got murdered, which is my fault. And also, I'm never really. I just play these games forever, and I've never gotten through. I wouldn't say that I've never. No, I don't play like people that are really like. All I do is spam my actual word. All that rolling and stuff and everything. That's not true because it's not. Get my stuff back. You know what? I'll just run down here. Let's make it interesting. Like running in the sky. Oh. That completely missed. I should have known that at that angle my counter was just going to completely miss. But it is what it is. Something else? Okay, let me see. Since I got merged. Because I stood there and played the goofball with him. Let's see. Thought he was gonna walk into it. keep forgetting that this hammer has no real reach on it, and I keep doing goofy stuff because I use weapons that like I like this hammer mainly because I Ash of War, and I can hit a bunch of people at once. But it doesn't have the reach of some of the other weapons that I use. So I just keep doing stuff, and it's like, oh, come on, man. Like I was running around with the blasphemous blade because I like fire in this game. I like fire. Uh, and I keep trying to use lightning, but it just doesn't. It just don't sit well with me. Hopefully we can get this thing. Hopefully we can get this thing and be done. No! That's what farming's for, right? I don't know if there's a is there another one that I can get this from? Like, is there another? Let's see. I was gonna say, where the other little dude is? Keep trying to hit with that and finally work. Yes. Okay, I was close enough that time. Yay! Okay. I ain't got a music forever then. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, wrong way. Oh, a fat roll. Okay, let's go see. Let me see. What Asher Ward go on this thing? There's another. I have to go. I have to get. I think I do that fire Asher War where you poke them and then they have like straight line of fire. I don't remember the name. Don't remember the name. Do I still have that weapon on me? Oh, I need to take that off. Let's see. I think I. Okay, I may have. Okay, I think I got it. No, I don't. I don't have to get it. So let me try that. I'm not keeping it. I'm just throwing it on there right now. I just want to see what's up. Let me take okay. Get in here, you rat bastard. I got some reach on. Okay. I think I might like this. I'm not going to fight him right now. I'm not going to do that. I don't feel like sitting down here forever. So let me see. What is it? Flame spear? Let's see what that's about. Bloody weapon for thrusting attack and unleashing a spear of flame straight ahead. Charge the attack to reduce damage dealt at distance travel. See that? Damn. Come on, man. Ah, okay. No, not doing that. Oh, yes. Oh, man. I know I was doing too much. I didn't really care. I was just swinging around. I was just swinging the sword around. I don't really care. Um, it, I thought thought I had what is that? That black blade sword. Thought I had it. I could have swore I had it. And maybe I just looked over it. But I like this sword. I like it. I just suck and weapon ain't that strong. So I need to power up all of my weapons as fast as I can. And why am I ducked? All right. Oh. Okay, so I think this might be something I can rock with. I might be able to rock with it. I might be able to rock with it. Maybe. Maybe. uh, let's. Our man, I thought I had that sword. Or was that a Dark Souls 3 sword? I might be tripping. It might be a Dark Souls 3 sword. Cause I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes Dark Souls 3 in my mind and Elden Ring just kind of blend together. No, 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 no. This one was interesting to me. The Horn Warrior's Greatsword, that one was good. I didn't really get into the backhand blades for some reason. I just it take too much skill. Okay, maybe I'm tripping. I gotta see. Maybe it was on another playthrough or something. Hmm. The Halo Scythe is like my favorite weapon. Like that is my go-to because of his Asher War and stuff. Man, that was my go-to. These two for a long while were my go-tos. I didn't like that much. I didn't like that much. Okay, well, I got some I got some things I gotta check out and see what I got going on because I had this was the seal I was running around with, and I was like, okay, I had a bunch of Black Flame stuff, and now I don't know what happened to that sword. You know, the twisty one with the Black Flame stuff and everything. Like I don't know what happened to it. And again, I probably just go looking right over it. I have a bad habit of that. But yeah, so it is what it is. I got what I wanted, which was the Fire Knight's Greatsword. That's what I came in here to get. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm probably going to try to do some different playthroughs and stuff with this. Maybe either start over with a new character or just do another new game plus with this character or something. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure yet. But y'all will let me know. But I appreciate y'all kicking it with me. I have to go do some